What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Flash, Supergirl, and Avengers Infinity War trailer video. I was actually going to do my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. video first. That two-part episode was stunning, but I forgot to charge my camera after my Crisis on Earth X video. So that is going to be after this, if you're waiting for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, because, well, if you haven't been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you really need to catch up, but more on that a bit later. So, first of all, we're going to be discussing the upcoming episode of The Flash. So, The Flash is heading towards his mid-season finale, and, well, we've actually had something really, really interesting go on in the trailer. Now, in the trailer, we actually see poor old Barry Allen, and he is stuck inside the Thinker's base or lair, whatever you want to call it. And it looks like we're going to have some sort of Sophie's Choice thing here, where the team are going to have to save Barry, or possibly Caitlin, as she has to help Aminette Black as well. So it's looking like a tough decision here for poor old Barry. And we've also got Brainstorm, who will be joining the show. We've got him, that character has been cast as well, but I'm not sure exactly how he's going to be involved in this. I'm presuming it's going to be the thing that Aminette Black actually wants Caitlin Snow to work on. He's also a mind reader character as well, so perhaps maybe Aminette Black knows about the Thinker and needs someone who can actually counteract the Thinker as well. But my theory a couple of weeks ago was that the Thinker is actually going to want to use Barry's body he wants to kind of use him as a processor, or at least use him as his kind of own body and put his mind inside Barry, because of, you know, the Thinker's body is completely degrading. So that's probably why he actually wants to capture Barry. But part of me is also thinking now that he maybe actually wants to speed up the process of his thinking. So in the comics, the Thinker actually wants to take Barry, so he can actually wants to take Wally West, because it was actually Wally West who fought this version, this type of Thinker in there. And what actually happens is that he wants to take Wally, or the Flash for all intents and purposes, to use him as a processor and speed up his calculation, his power to control every single person inside Keystone City. And that was quite similar to he puts all the kind of the cables that go into people's heads, quite similar to what he actually has as well. So it's not looking good really for Barry at all. And I'm thinking that if he doesn't want to use his body, which he probably won't, maybe, but he actually wants to use his mind to speed up this, and that's why he's actually taken him, and why he's trying to lure the Flash and wanting to bring him actually back, because he needs someone or something to speed up his powers, which I thought was really, I think that'd be an interesting theory, an interesting take on it. He doesn't simply just want to kill Barry, he wants to just use him for his powers to kind of fast forward his plans for actually wanting to advance and help humanity. So I think that's why he's actually going to be captured in this episode. Also, as well, we got a very cool thing that happened over in the Crisis on Earth X crossover. And if you have seen that, there will be spoilers obviously for the Crisis on Earth X crossover, which was absolutely stunning. And what actually happened here was we actually had someone appear at the wedding in the first episode, and that person was absolutely fangirling over Barry and Iris, and she was working for their kind of wedding party, but she seemingly knew quite a lot about the Flash and Barry and all their history. And this person was initially, I was like, hold on a minute, this could actually be the daughter of Barry and Iris. It could be Dawn Allen. However, what I found weird was that she was on her own. And I think that if you're going to hint towards the Tornado Twins, Dawn and Dawn Allen, well, you're going to need to have both of them, to be honest, in the same place. Otherwise, it doesn't really work, in my opinion. And to be honest, I think it could actually be Jenny Ognatz, who is actually XS. Now, XS, this is where we're going to get to this theory of mine here, is the fact that we're going to be getting a crossover between Supergirl and the Flash. So that'd be really, really cool to get that. And, well, what is interesting here is that XS is actually a member of the Legion of Superheroes, which you will, if you've been watching Supergirl, know that Mon-El has actually become a member of the Legion of Superheroes, and he's brought another member back from the future, or kind of the past, or however they're going to work out this kind of time travel thing here, and she is actually Saturn Girl. And like I said, XS Jenny is actually a member, so this is possibly setting up a crossover between Supergirl and the Flash. So if you remember last year, we had the crossover, and then we actually had another crossover between Supergirl and the Flash at the second half of the season. So this is definitely setting up a crossover between these two, and I think they kind of set up a decent amount of crossovers, because we obviously had the Flash randomly end up on her Earth. Then we had the musical episode, and now thirdly we're gonna have this awesome thing here, which is actually XS. So I think that more than likely it is actually going to be XS. It makes the most sense, to be honest, between all of this. And now in Avengers Infinity War, I've got two things to bring to you. Iron Man, is he going to survive the Infinity War? I don't really think he is. I think that really I think he's gonna die. Or to be honest, I think going by the trailer, we actually see him almost get completed by Thanos, and I think the time has kind of come for Tony Stark, to be honest. I think there's no kind of commitment towards the end after this. I think most of the actors have actually finished their commitment to the MCU with final, or Avengers 4 at least. And really, I think it'd be really interesting to see if he actually falls here in the Infinity War. I think he'll probably maybe sacrifice himself to save perhaps Spider-Man, and that's why Spider-Man Homecoming set up Tony Stark so much, and why they set up those two to actually have a connection in the MCU, and it would make a bigger punch and make more of a reason why he would sacrifice himself for Peter Parker. So I can definitely see him maybe perishing and have like the effect of Coulson, where Agent Coulson died. The team rallied behind his death, and then I think this is what's going to happen. We do see him actually kind of die, and everyone else will be behind him, to be honest, as we see him on another world planet, which is possibly Xandar, and we haven't really seen him much in the Avengers 4 kind of behind the scenes. So now he could possibly actually maybe survive the initial Infinity War, or he could possibly actually die in the next film. But I really don't think he's actually going to survive this movie, to be honest, just for the sheer fact that it would be such a bittersweet thing. You need to have the stakes raised. You need to have someone like the leader, really, of the Avengers to die for the stakes to be raised. And we have another idea here as well. Now, it got me thinking when they were talking about the Avengers Initiative at the start of this trailer, when it said that there was an idea, and kind of the Avengers Initiative I don't think was actually created by Nick Fury. Now, I think it was actually created by Captain Marvel. I think Carol Danvers actually come up with the idea, and that is what we're going to see set in motion in the Captain Marvel movie. And this will then lead to her actually returning to Earth in Infinity War, at least Infinity War part, or Avengers 4, as it doesn't really have a proper name. And I think that in that movie, we're going to see her kind of leave Earth and give the idea to Nick Fury, who will then kind of come up with the idea and recruit this team. And perhaps there was actually an Avengers before this, and that was the kind of groundwork for this, perhaps, but I really don't think that might actually happen. But I do think that she came up with the idea, left Earth, and then is going to come back to actually try and save it from Thanos, which I think would be really cool. And what would be really awesome is if she actually came back with Adam Warlock, which I don't think is actually going to happen. But you know what, it's a complete and utter long shot. So let me know what you think in the comments in that. Please do drop a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon